open up the barn and reveal what's inside.
It's very exciting.
Hopefully nothing scary.
There are a lot of treasures in here that we have not yet found, but there has to be.
Okay, we're now in the barn. But in order for me, there's a little bit of lights in here, but in order to turn the lights on, I have to turn fuses. So follow me, if I can get through. Whoops, it's a bit of a mess. I could have done it right first.
I did end up with a riding lawnmower, which I had always wanted. I never had a reason to have one before until now. But my grandpa always had one and I loved it. And now I have one.
Follow me to the fuse boxes. Can you see the old telephone? There's an old one and a newer one. So if I spin these things, I should be able to turn the lights on. Hopefully I don't shock myself. Do you want to pan over? There's the lights are turning on. Kinda. I got it, no, I'm good. I guess that's all the lights we're gonna get for right now. So let me hook up some other lights that we bought on Amazon. And see if we have enough light to actually see what we're doing. Put one up there. Maybe I'll carry one light.
That's probably a good idea.
And then there's another light here that's gonna go over here.
It's a little bit of a maze.
It's a bit of a mess.
We have to be very careful not to trip on something.
We have strange things here. We'll reveal some of it now, but we'll do a longer video in the future that has much more content, but we're just trying to give a little preview. So we have an old cash register right here. We've got a lot of old woodworking tools and lathes, metal lathes, vices, chop saws, tools galore, and a little dresser.
Oh, if something jumps out, I will scream.
These are like wood chisels and stuff, and that's kind of cool. Anyway, so a lot of stuff. Everything's full. If you look down here, there's an old chest, which we'll open that up on a different day. We have not gone through any of this. We walked through briefly before we acquired this amazing property, but most of this we have never even looked at. This is our little treat. Come follow us. So there's more grinders, you name it. Every tool you could possibly imagine is probably here. We have band saws. We have birds nesting in this freaky little area. Paint guns. An old dresser full of more tools. We'll go to the back area. We really have to watch our step here. This appears to be an old kiln, I think.
Really?
A commercial oven? A kiln or for, I don't even know. We will find out, and that'll be a whole nother video.
I don't think it's a kiln.
But if you look over here, we have, a drill press. We've got,
Ooh.
I don't think I'm going to be wearing that to protect my clothing from dirt.
Ooh.
Wow.
Ooh. I'm just going to pan around and...
On duty, Bob, Jim, and Rudy.
This is where we are.
This is it. We have a lot to go through. And we try to keep things out of the landfill. So wherever it can be repurposed, sold, donated, that's what's going to happen. Some of this stuff will end up in a museum. Tell me when you're ready. Here is an old calendar from November of 1937. Pretty cool.
It's been here all those years.
Been here for a long time.
That's crazy.
There's just after cubby, after file cabinet, chests that have never been opened for years and years, possibly decades. This is just going to take a long time, a lot of work, but it'll be so much fun. It'll be like Christmas. So there's a couple of heaters over here. There's a compressor. There's a horseshoe sitting up there. More tools.
It's good luck.
We don't want to make too much of a mess. There's a little of everything, and it's pretty darn cool. And this is just one section, so let's keep going. Fishing poles. That's cool. We're going to do something different. We're going to go upstairs as long as my photographer doesn't trip here.
I have not been up there before.
Please be careful. You good? And there's a shark, honey. There's blades right here. We don't want to cut ourselves. This handrail is not very safe because of the blades.
That's weird.
But we're going to walk upstairs, and I'll try to move away some of the dangerous stuff. And babe, your head right here. We're going up the creepy stairs.
Oh my.
There's a little of everything up here too. Once again, a lot of stuff to look through. Like I said, there's an old milk jug, it looks like. Is that what that
cool.
is?
I don't know.
There's a sewing machine right there. Here's looks like an old army chest because of the writing on it. That's cool.
Oh, there's an old sewing machine right there.
Yeah, sewing machine. I don't know, just a box, some burners, some cans. a table, a cooler that I'm afraid to look into. Here we have what appears to be popular mechanics from the 1970s.
Oh, fun.
A whole bunch of them. It's actually one of my favorite magazines. Mechanics Illustrated, 1980. They're a little old, and it looks like there's been quite a few things living up here. Hopefully we don't run into something that's living up here right now.
I hope not.
Here's an interesting book on famine. I'm not sure what kind of magazines I'm going to run into, so we might have to cut away here in a second, but a lot of home improvement.
What furniture's over there? Oh, just like...
The bed. Here's Mechanics Illustrated from the 1920s.
Wow.
Which I love.
That's fun.
Oh my God. Popular Science, literally one of my favorites, from 1961. And there's a whole box of them. That's amazing.
That's really cool. Is that a record stand?
There's
Right?
a record stand
Not
right
that.
there.
No, that's a magazine rack.
Oh, magazine.
That, I think
This looks like records.
Oh, maybe 45s on the top and then albums on the bottom?
I think so.
Wow. I've never seen one of
There's
those.
a bunch more boxes, but we don't have time for this particular video to go through all the boxes at this point. We have more popular mechanics. We have a jar of grease. There's boxes of what appears to be cups. There's what appears to be newsprint. I'm a little nervous opening these.
Can you shine the light over there? That looks like an old wagon, like an old wheel of some sort.
There is an old
See
wagon
if I
wheel.
can get closer to it. Oops, that might be too close.
There's an old wagon wheel.
It's amazing how well built this is. I see a little light up there, but not very much.
Here's an old video game console. Lloyd's TV Sports. That's really cool. It doesn't look in the best shape, but it's definitely a keeper. There's just jars of stuff. There's letters. There's boxes. I don't even know what we're getting into or what we're up against. But that's what we have upstairs, just an overview. There's a lot more to come.
No.
And look what I just found. This is why it's going to be a wedding chapel. An old bride and groom. Unfortunately, the groom's head is missing, but I found it. And we can glue it back on sometime. But for right now, she's marrying the headless horseman.
We're at the base of the stairs now.
Look at that cool owl clock. I wonder if I think its eyes move when it's running. Oh my goodness.
That's so cool.
That's a keeper.
We'll have to fix that.
We'll see. We'll put it somewhere in the school. More tables, stuff, tools, KitchenAid mixer.
Oh, I've always wanted one of those. That one's gonna need a little cleanup.
Another desk full of, well, the mice have decided to move in. Tools. I think this is it. Stuff. Just an old TV. Back when, I guess they're becoming popular again, we were told. The old tube TVs. Here's an old Wizard 8 horsepower Craftsman riding lawnmower.
I don't think I'll be driving that one.
No. And then we'll come back to this area here. Oh, we actually have light.
Whew, careful. I've never been on this side either.
We have light. Oh, here's a dust collector, Shopsmith. Those are really cool. And apparently this light was left on for the last cut. Wow.
There's the loft where we just were. Oh, so there's the wheel. Oh, there's an old tractor. That's cool.
Get the wagon wheel close up.
Let me see.
An old antique wagon wheel.
Whoops, too close, maybe.
Those are some pretty cool columns. There's 4 of them. And
Those
some
are
of these
cool.
items, like this, I think that's some sort of a farm equipment piece that you see below the chair that's hanging.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these items will be donated to the local county museum. And then here's a really old tractor. And it even has chains on it still.
Wow.
Those look like Volkswagen Bug rims. An old lantern. Another old chair. Numerous tires. Some sort of, oh, if you zoom in here.
Oh.
This is for an old-time dentist chair that's back in this corner. It appears to be the time. That's back in the days when you actually had to spit into the sink and you didn't have them suctioning all of the stuff out of your mouth.
Oh, goodness.
For those of you old enough to remember that, I'm old enough to remember that.
What is this little thing?
Wait, be careful. Dumb Shit of the Week award. Everybody needs one of those.
Oh, that's funny.
There's more stuff than we can even describe. There's vacuum cleaners I've never even seen before. There's tools that I swear haven't seen the light of day for numerous decades. There's a little of everything.
I like this yellow lamp. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it, but I like
Oh,
it.
that is a cool lamp. More TVs, more tools, plumbing parts. This appears to be a Craftsman I guess they call it a brake, so that you can bend metal. I believe that is what that is. There's an old plank. Look at this.
Wow.
Really cool. I guess they call this a scythe. Is that what it is?
So?
A sickle. I think it's a sickle. It looks like something out of a horror movie, and it looks very old and really cool and dangerous as F. Once again, the only things that will go into a landfill is what absolutely has to go into a landfill. All of the cardboard will be recycled. Anything recyclable will be recycled. Acetylene torch, I think. Chainsaws. Boxes full of something we don't know. More tools. I think that's a welder. Paint cans. A metal lathe. And there's doors and parts and way more videos to come showing this stuff because we haven't even scratched the surface. I want to show. So back here is an old riding golf cart, and I researched it at one point, and it's from, I believe, either the late 50s or the early 60s. It has a fiberglass body, and it's just sitting here buried. But when we unbury things, we will reveal them of what they actually are, because there is so much cool history. And if you go back here, there's a wheel that's attached to some contraption with some sort of a bike tire. And the previous owner was a very avid inventor, and this was likely one of his inventions. And so we're very proud to be continuing his legacy of rebuilding his dream and turning it into a reality.